Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to It Takes a Village. This is our third installment of the informational webinar series brought to you by the Guam Homeless Coalition. And what we really want to do is highlight the different members who are part of the Homeless Coalition and the amazing work that they do to help our community. So this morning we have with us the Westcare Pacific Islands, and presenting will be Sonia Tyron and Nicole Cruz. And I'm just going to share a little information about Westcare Pacific Islands. They focus all its collective efforts toward uplifting the human spirit in everything that they do. Westcare Pacific Island is committed to providing culturally competent and person-centered services to the most vulnerable populations in our community. Westcare Pacific Islands offers a broad array of programs that address gaps in services aligned with their mission. Reaching out to those most in need, Westcare Pacific Islands has targeted services that support the recovery and resiliency of individuals struggling with homelessness, substance use, mental illness, and adverse experiences. In addition to meeting the most critical needs in our community, Westcare Pacific Islands is committed to promoting prevention programs and strategies that aim to address a variety of life challenges, such as substance use, teen pregnancy, and STI and HIV infections from the start, engendering an environment where positive outcomes can be realized. Westcare Pacific Islands moves with the spirit of Inafa Maulik, Chamorro word meaning to make good, guiding the work that they do, bringing new resources to the islands through funding, training, and community awareness. So Sonia and Nicole will also be sharing about their Path to Freedom program, which provides services and linkages to assist in the reintegration of veterans into meaningful employment within the labor force. They support and foster relationships with other veteran service providers in the community to maximize available services and leverage resources that will assist our veterans overcome barriers to employment. So without further ado, thank you, Sonia and Nicole. Go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Our program, like was presented, is Path to Freedom with Westcare Pacific Islands. And here's a little bit about us. So Path to Freedom is a U.S. Department of Labor Homeless Veterans Reintegration Program, HVRP, employment-focused competitive grant. Our grant is a 3-year grant. We started in July of 2022, and with as long as we are applying our grants, we should be able to continue until June 2025. Our main focus is to assist veterans in obtaining and maintaining meaningful employment.
Our mission is to pave the way for our veterans to access opportunities by building their self-sufficiency, gaining meaningful employment, and guiding their journey to rediscover their place in our community. Our purpose, so the purpose of Path to Freedom, we aim to inspire hope. We provide connections to opportunities that enhance our veterans' ability to achieve autonomy, and we encourage veterans to find their path to freedom.
So some of the key points we were asked to present on today are our program basics, the target population that we serve, and what are some of our eligibility requirements. Before we go into that, I'd like to share our core objectives. So one, we would like to provide services to assist in reintegrating veterans experiencing homelessness into meaningful employment within the labor force. And we also would like to stimulate the development of effective service delivery systems that will address the complex problems facing homeless veterans.
Our vision, veteran lives transformed. We always speak with respect, empathy, authenticity, and confidence.
So we'll start with our program basics, and we'll have Nicole present on eligibility.
So homeless is defined as a person who lacks a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence, who also lives in a shelter or place not meant for human habitation, such as a bus shelter or an abandoned building, is fleeing or attempting to flee domestic violence, is at imminent risk within 14 days of losing their housing, was homeless in the 60-day period before enrollment into our program and has found housing since, is a resident of penal institution or an institution that provides long-term care for mental illness, and is at risk for homelessness, absent referral, and counseling services provided under the program. A veteran is defined as a person who served in the United States Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, or a reserve component, such as the National Guard or the reserves, and was discharged or released under conditions other than dishonorable. Individual must have at least served 1 day of active duty service, including time spent in basic training. Members of the National Guard and reserves must have been federally activated for duty beyond training to be eligible for our program. So with our program, we require documents such as proof of veteran status. Example given could be their DD-214, a hospital inquiry, or squares. We would also need verification of housing status, such as a mayor's verification, notice to vacate, a pay or quit notice, a letter from the landlord or host. We also include self-attestations. Referring agencies and organizations are asked to complete a verification of housing status and or provide a statement, third-party certification of their current housing status. We also require verification of income, and that is inclusive of all adults within that household. All income documents must be dated within 30 days that the referral received. Such documents include the verification of employment, 2 most recent pay stubs, a letter of award for compensation, pension, or other income source, the TANF certification, and bank statements. We also will accept a self-declaration of income. Other supporting documents that are required include photo identification of all adults in the household and a mayor's verification of residency, providing number of household members, or social security cards for all household members, including adults and minors, and birth certificates for all household members, including adults and minors.
It would help if I unmuted. Services. So we begin our services by having our veterans attend orientation. Currently, we're offering orientation every Tuesday at 10 a.m. and Thursday at 2 p.m. here at our Path to Freedom office. Walk-ins are welcome. What we hope to gain by providing orientation is to give an overview of what our program services are and what type of support services we offer to our veterans. After orientation is complete, we provide intake, and this is where the staff would determine eligibility of our veterans. Like Nicole talked about, the documents required would be the DD-214 so veteran status, income status, and housing status. Unfortunately or fortunately, our program provides services to veterans who are homeless or at risk of homelessness. So housing is something that we need verification of. So based on the veterans' housing status and their fit for the program, that would be conducted during intake. Throughout the program, enrollment assessment will be completed. PTF staff will have an ongoing process, identify veterans' abilities and barriers to determine connections and supports to overcome those barriers. So during case management, our case manager will assist participants in navigating their individualized employment plan. This is the plan that will determine and help them to overcome any barriers that they've identified and obtain meaningful work. This will also provide connection to linkages into community resources, and this is where they would strategize ways to overcome those identified barriers. The job-driven training. So this would assist participants in accessing supportive services such as trainings, workshops, and linkages to community resources. Our in-house trainings that we provide are effective resume writing, transforming impossible into possible, interview etiquette, mock interviews, computer literacy, financial literacy, and conflict resolution. Another thing that we provide is employment placement. So effectively, we like to place veterans in employment by making the best possible match based on their skills, interests, and preferences. Establishing a suitable fit is about finding placement that is a right fit for both our veteran and the employers. Some additional helpful information is some of the questions that we were asked to answer. How do you apply for the program? 1, you show up for orientation. 2, you can call our office. Or 3, you can just walk into our office. What other services do we provide? We provide transportation for those attending orientation or currently enrolled in our program. We also provide emergency pantry, food and hygiene for those enrolled, tuition assistance, and our wage subsidy on the job training program. Common misconception of our program: immediate placement into a job. What will make you ineligible is not meeting the eligibility criteria listed above. How often can you apply for services? Right now, we haven't identified any limits to applying for our services. There is a time frame that we're able to just reopen, and then after 90 days, it would be a whole re-enrollment. Is there a cost for services? Nothing but your time and your motivation. How can you contact us? So we are located at 402 East Marine Corps Drive. That's not Suite 204, it's Suite 200. Here in Hagåtña. Actually, we are located on the second floor of some might consider remember the old City Bank. And we are on the second floor of that building. Our telephone number is 671-472-0219, or you could email our program at pathtofreedom@westcare.com. And those are some of our contacts. So myself, Sonia Tyron, our case manager is Ashley Meyer, our employment specialist is Angeline Rayo, and with me today, Nicole Cruz, our quality improvement coordinator. And that is the end of our presentation.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Sonia and Nicole. Right now we're going into I'm just looking through to see if we have any questions. It's open now for any questions to our viewers, both on the Zoom and on YouTube. If anybody has any questions or comments, they can put it into the different chats for Sonia and Nicole. Questions, anybody? Well, I had a question, but maybe we should ask the attendees to ask. You mentioned about the tuition and the subsidy. Can you tell us a little bit more about those two?
Sure. Nicole, you want to share on tuition assistance?
Sure. So, of course, our tuition assistance is for participants who are enrolled within our program. And what we aim to do is, of course, to help veterans who want to achieve job certifications or any trainings, or also if they just want to continue their education. So what we can do is work with the veterans, as long as it's within their individualized employment plan, then we can go ahead and work with them. And of course, the schooling of their choice or where they would like. So such as UOG, Guam Community College, the Guam Trades Academy, and other programs such as those. So if that's what they would like to help them prosper, and of course, with meaningful employment, then that's something that we want to work with them to achieve, and not let that be a barrier, but let us take that stress off of them and then just push them forward to gaining meaningful employment.
Thank you.
And then in regards to our wage subsidy program, so a lot of us know on-the-job training, right? And so with this, we're able to pay a portion of our participants. So let me start from the beginning. So what we do is we work with employers, right? And so we come up with an agreement for them to take in our veterans and hire them. We would pay a portion of their I'm drawing a blank, but their pay, right? So their hourly wage, we'll pay a portion of their hourly wages. And so what happens is after a certain amount of time, couple of weeks, what will happen is the employer will take on, after they've gained the skills and experience, to carry on that job that they were starting. So let's say someone comes in and they want to be a administrative assistant. They don't have quite enough experience to qualify for the position. And so what we would do is we would augment their wages with our program, and they would be hired by the employer. And in the end, the goal is that the employer will take them on completely and at 100% of their funding.
Thank you. Thank you both for answering my questions. I'm looking again in our Q&A and on our YouTube Live. I don't see any questions at the moment. So I just want to thank you both again for that great presentation today. And thank you to all our viewers who are on with us now and those who will be watching later on. We'll be doing another segment, another installation on Tuesday of next week at the same time. So please be on the lookout for that, or you can just log on to our YouTube page to watch. Once again, thank you, Sonia and Nicole. If there's anything else you guys wanted to say.
Thank you. I just want to let people know if they do have other questions, they can always reach out to us. They can call our office again at 671-472-0219, or they can send us an email. Or they could just walk into our office and we'll be glad to help.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.